All right, so this is a weekly review for Stock Tots, the week of August 17th through 21st. First things first, we talk about previous week. Last week was I finished red on the week. I had some individual day trades that I did personally that didn't work out. I mean, I didn't post those. So for me, it was a red week. For some people, it was a good week, green week. But for me personally, it was a red week. There were a lot of inconsistent moves. Some moves that I took by mistake. But there were plenty of easy moves that we took advantage of for day trades. AMD was one almost 100% earlier in the week. Um, we also took Microsoft for a day trade. Didn't work out in our favor, but we took very few day trades this week. Our focus, at least my focus, at least, is the long-term options. More pricier, but much safer, and profit is usually around the same, if not a little bit lower. But I put my priority in safety, especially since we have tech, the Nasdaq, not really, you know, not being steady. Some days it's up, some days it's down. Um, but most indices now are nearing all-time highs again. So we should see a run up over time. That's why I also focus on the long terms and average down when I need to. But yeah, so just the longs from the previous week is what I wanted to discuss. I'm holding them. I'm honestly not even taking that many entries per day. For in terms of swings, just taking those longs entries. I haven't touched my long-term portfolio either, so just chilling. Um,
Yeah, 301, this might be a good time. I know that Oslam asked earlier this week how you identify DocU. That's one of your long-term holds, and it's in the tech space.
right,
You want to talk a little
right.
bit about that?
Yeah. Let me pull up the chart and entry real quick. Yeah. So DocU, I posted a chart in the watches. I'll post it again. But hold on 1 second. All right, I found it. So this was a chart that I based play on. Um, Posting on technicals watches. So yeah, so basically DocuSign daily. You can even say, well, it's about the same on the daily, but it's daily support bounce. I waited for the reversal candle to close, and we took an entry there. So far the position is doing okay, but I'm hoping for tech and software to bounce back, especially with nearing all-time highs. The reason one of the major reasons was of this drop was the earnings and the whole sector being overbought. So I pretty much tried buying the lows again for the long term. Yeah, so that was the main idea behind DocuSign. Yeah, and moving on for this week, earnings. It's a pretty decent week of earnings. We have JD, online Chinese retail, I think, reporting tomorrow morning. What else do we have? Walmart, Home Depot, um, Lowe's, Target, TJ Maxx, Nvidia is going to be pretty big. BJ's, Ross, Keysight, other companies that are reporting as well. So JD, Walmart. I'm already in some longs, like long terms. Well, September 18th. That's kind of long term. It's more characterized short term now since we're pretty getting close to expiration. But I have contracts in those, so I'm expecting good beats, if not recovery soon on those. Next up, we have economic events. Nothing really major this week besides FOMC Wednesday and the jobless claims. Um, yeah. So yeah, I mean, Wednesday is just look for it to be pretty choppy Wednesday. Um, and Thursday, of course, we should probably see lower claims. That's been the trend the past 3 weeks. So options to watch. There's usually just trending tickers, trending options that are up. FedEx, obviously. They've been running a lot with UPS as well. Multiple price target upgrades along with it. So the momentum should slow down soon, but we'll see. We'll keep riding it until it doesn't. Pennies, same pennies as always for coronavirus. As long as the coronavirus is active, these pennies will are always going to be a watch. You never know which one of these pennies could explode over news. Non-corona pennies. These are all different sectors. Just Party City, TRVN is all, getting a lot of hype. Val is oil, and the rest are similar. I put Mark there twice. But yeah, should be another normal week. I'll try and focus more on day trades, but I've been going a lot easier past 2 weeks if you haven't noticed already. But I'll try and ramp it. Well, actually, I'm not gonna try. I know I'll ramp it up, but I'm just waiting for the right moment. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, so that's the weekly review for Stock Tots, August 17th to the 21st. It
Yeah,
doesn't
hey,
seem like
301,
we
just
have.
want to add,
Oh, sorry.
and also maybe get your take on this too. So obviously Trump's been talking a lot, obviously, about TikTok and trying to get that either banned in the United States or bought by a United States company. It sounds like he's starting to look at Alibaba too. You mentioned JD has earnings. Do you think, there could be any impact to, what Trump's been saying across Chinese companies in general?
I don't think so. I think it's a little bit too early for the companies to like start for Chinese companies with American tickers to start like actually being worried because some most of the time Trump is just just calling out like it's as if it's he's trying to create beef between companies or whatever between companies and him. So I think it's a little bit too early for these companies to start worrying. TikTok, I believe he set a deadline for either a U.S. company to acquire it or it's going to be banned permanently. I think it's a September deadline. Um, but yeah, no, I think we're at the stage right now where it's just all like a scare tactic. I don't think unless legislation starts to pass more, um, yeah, I think that's when these companies should be in fear. But I'm holding a JD contract, so it's the only Chinese related long term I'm holding. I've considered cutting it several times this past week, but I'm gonna hold on through earnings. I'll see what happens. But I will cut it if I need to tomorrow, depending on how earnings goes. So, yep.
Cool. Sounds good.
Yeah, and I think that should do it for the weekly review. I don't see any more questions. So, um, yeah. Oh, and also adding on to the Microsoft and TikTok deal. I mean, if Microsoft contacts Trump and says, we're close to this deal, give us more time, Trump may extend it, um, extend his deadline. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, so that's the end of the weekly review. See you guys this week.
All right, thanks a lot, 301.